and the rest of the Walnut Valley family for allowing me to speak with you today. Up until recently, I thought of myself as living a pretty normal and ordinary life. I'm married.
Oh, that's me!
I have 3 children. I know, but that's not normal. This is normal. Much more accurate. And I have the pretty ordinary job of being a teacher. After 10 years of teaching, I figured out that I was wrong. My first year of teaching, I met a student named Michael Parms. Michael had issues in his home life that made all aspects of school very difficult for him. He and his 2 younger brothers were being raised by his grandparents after a single father decided he couldn't take care of them anymore. As we do for students like Michael, I made every effort to learn everything about him to make him successful. I spent a lot of time working one-on-one with him. I knew he liked to play basketball, and when I found out that at recess no one would play with him, I put on my shoes and tried to play even though I really wasn't good at it. At the end of that year, we both had a great year, and I learned that something really important. I learned that I could be the most skilled teacher with the most elaborate lessons and the most beautiful classroom in the district, and it wouldn't make a difference if I didn't make my students believe these 4 simple phrases. I see you. I believe in you. You can do it, and I'm here. Time went by, and before graduating from high school, Michael came back to visit. Through many conversations, emails, and lunches, he explained to me that his life after leaving C.J. Morris was worse than he could have ever imagined. He and his brothers had moved back with his father in Colorado and suffered unimaginable abuse. At its worst, he and his brothers were locked in a dark room without food or water, and Michael ran away and was forced to steal food and sneak it in through the window to his brothers. After years and years of this, the authorities eventually found out, and his father was sentenced to 16 years in prison, and it was said to be the 3rd worst child abuse case in Colorado. Over the 16 years that he was there, he had been enrolled in 10 different schools. And from those 10 schools, how many teachers do you think he remembered? 0. 6 years, 10 schools, and he could not remember one teacher who took the time to make him believe these 4 phrases. Towards the end of Michael's junior year, he got emancipated and made the choice to come back to live with his grandparents here in Walnut. He came to Walnut High School severely behind in credits, but with the will to graduate on time. He not only took extra classes at Mount Sac to graduate, but was on the wrestling team and the improv club. Michael worked very hard that year, along with dealing with the trauma he had been through, and he graduated. The icing on the cake it gets better. The icing on the cake, he was accepted to 2 colleges, and as we speak is moving into the dorm at Lane University in Tennessee. Part of his education while he was here with us in Walnut, Michael shared with me some memories that made me realize what a great team we make together at all levels here in Walnut Valley. Memories that helped me realize that after we elementary school so passionately build the foundation, the middle and high school teachers are ready and willing to pick up right where we left off, just as passionately. He remembers that in 4th grade, Mr. Veneracion taught him that B comes before D when he couldn't tell the difference between the 2. In high school, he remembers that Mr. DeJuan Johnson would take the time to tell jokes and make small talk with him while he's passing in the halls. And perhaps what he remembers the most is that Mr. Jeff Jacks, his GLC, helped him to not only stay strong, but to realize, and these are his words, not mine, I shouldn't hold on to the past at the expense of my destiny. Teacher, not an ordinary job. What we do in our classrooms every year is extraordinary. What great power to shape the future is held in this room alone. The simple things we do for our students, most of the time outside of our contract, things we so often don't give a second thought to, can make the difference in a child. So this year, as we welcome our students into our classroom when the paperwork and the politics get overwhelming, try to remember this power that you have, because there will probably be a Michael in your room whose future depends on it. Thank you so much for this honor. It's been a gift.